since I am always late to everything, and with the 2022 hacking contest happening next week, there's clearly no better time to make a review of every Sega Genesis hack from the 2021 hacking contest. And no, I won't be covering anything from the expo because I have priorities.
SNOLF! Oh dear! Ah!
Couldn't have said it better myself. Probably the most unique hack in terms of sheer absurdity and changes to the core structure of 2D Sonic. However, it falls short by not having levels specifically designed around the new golf mechanics. By the time you get to Chemical Plant Act 1, you have done all this hack really has to offer. Which is a shame, since the core mechanics of moving Sonic around like a golf ball is really funny and could even be fun. Once you get to Emerald Hill 2, you've basically played the entire game. Also, for the love of God, remove the bosses. I know it's an option, but like, why are they on by default? Sonic the Hackable is pretty good. Now, I haven't played the original Sonic 4, but you don't really need that to enjoy this hack. The level design is solid overall. It has good flow and some point exploration elements. It gets a little shaky at Splash Hill 3 though. Gotta love bottomless pits. The new zone art looks great, although the rocks in the background look a bit pasted in and the foreground could use some more art. The Act 3 sunset palette looks great as well, and the new pinch mode on the boss would be cooler if I couldn't just kill it in 5 seconds. And the remix music from Sonic 4 sounds great, even though Sylvania Castle from Sonic 4 Episode 2 plays in Act 2 for some reason. I had a very fun time with this hack, and it's probably my second favorite hack from this contest. Definitely looking forward to the next update. Sonic Sunventure is oh yeah, I made this one. Might as well start in reverse level order, because I have to, address some things. Yeah, Robotic Relic is, pretty badly designed. I was actually pretty confident in this zone before the contest week. That was a mistake. It's just really a case of I got too good at my own game and, didn't have anyone playtesting it. And that mistake costed me my chances of getting anywhere that year. Remember to have other people playtest your game, folks. Literally everyone said Scrap Ruins is the highlight of this hack, and I'm inclined to agree. The level design is also fairly solid. Bring Yard definitely, it exists. Should have gone with the Demo 2's palette instead. Nice Collision Chaos water effect is cool. And Green Hill. Why did I move the Sunset palette to Act 2? That was a dumb move. Yeah, glad I removed that rock there. The enemy spam is a problem throughout the hack. Just thought I'd like to talk about it now. My excuse? I think one judge summed it up the best with, the levels are hit or miss. I wouldn't recommend playing this one, simply because the version at the 2022 hacking contest is just straight up better. Sonic Delta is cool, I guess. This update adds a new boss in Wood Zone, but I didn't bother to record any of it. If you want to play all 3 classic games back to back and something that's actually good, this hack is your best bet. It does change up some things, like having the best Sonic sprites in every game and the Nick Arcade Proto Star Post for some reason, but other than that, it's a faithful collection of all 3 games. I didn't record footage of them, but this hack adds back cut zones from Sonic 2 that don't really play all that well. Overall, it's a solid package if you have 4 hours and nothing better to do. Sonic Ancient Isles is like 2021 Sunventure demo if it was actually good. Almost all the art has been replaced with fully original art that looks great, although Sonic's art isn't changed at all, which looks weird. The level design in this hack is very solid, although a tad boring at points. The 3rd zone feels the most half-baked out of all 3 zones. It's not bad by any means, it's just kind of bland. Buried Ship is definitely the standout level here, although I don't know how much of a ship it actually is. It's got good puzzle elements and platforming. The soundtrack here is also pretty good and has a consistent sound, which I like to hear. Not a lot of hacks go for a consistent sound with their music, so when hacks do, it's great. Ancient Isles isn't very hard, but it is very fun, which makes it an easy recommendation from me. Sonic 1 Flash Flood is an interesting spin on a normal playthrough of Sonic 1. There's not a whole lot to say because it is just Sonic 1, but there's water every few seconds. Ooh. There are new special stages though, which is cool. If you want a new spin on your next playthrough of Sonic 1, consider giving this hack a try. A.I.R Eevee in Sonic 1.
Ew, you nasty ass bastard!
No. Sonic 3C Delta is kind of like Sonic 3, but not as good. It adds changes from the prototype build of Sonic 3, like the soundtrack differences and some level design alterations. It's cool if you like beta content, but I'd rather just play Sonic 3. Oh hey, that burned Sonic sprite, that's cool. Silver Sonic the Revenge. Why? Yeah, moving on. Big in Sonic 1 will be the first hack to get 1 big trillion plays. It's great because you get to play as Big, and it's great. You can complete levels normally, or you can find Froggy, which automatically finishes a level. Top 10 anime battles, yes out of 10. Sonic 2 Pink Edition is a well-made hack that I don't really like playing. It easily has some of the best beta zone layouts and the best recreation of Wood Zone that I've played, but I'd like it a lot more if I could just play as Sonic instead. Amy plays like she did in Sonic Advance, which means she sucks to play. You can also play as Cream, and I'm sorry to say, but Cheese has gotten a vasectomy and is no longer a threat to public health. Oh, thank God Big is here. This hack gets a big out of 10. Sonic 2 Anniversary is a cool way to play Sonic 2. You've got hard mode, new sprite work, some extra zones, Knuckles, it has Knuckles, Sonic 1 Anniversary Edition. It's like Sonic 2 Anniversary Edition, but for Sonic 1, which means yes, you can play as Knuckles. It's got cool per act palettes, Eggman with vocals, which is cool, options, and of course, hard mode. If you want a more standard but also a different playthrough of Sonic 1, definitely consider giving this hack a shot. Hellfire Saga is amazing. This hack has it all. Great bosses, great art, a story to not give a shit about, great music. All the bosses are enjoyable, except for these two. This asshole and this fucking worm thing. Fuck these guys. The bosses kind of carry this hack because on the playthrough I did for this video, I found the actual platforming gameplay to be a bit lacking. It's certainly far from boring, but it doesn't feel like it has enough variation. There's 3 acts of Forest of Decay, and the first 2 play almost exactly the same. Despite that, I am very much looking forward to the next release of this hack. If there's any hack in this video I'd recommend you give a shot, it's this one. VTuber and Sonic 1. As funny as this is, I wouldn't want to play the entire game like this. Sonic 1 Definitive is kind of like Sonic Mega Mix, but actually good. It has tons of polish and technical prowess, but the actual level design is a bit lacking. It's very vertical, with not a lot of methods of traversing upwards and even fewer reasons to explore. Visually speaking, this is the best looking bridge zone I've seen. Unfortunately, it kind of plays like gingivitis. The short length of this demo is understandable, but left me with a bad taste in my mouth because I really wanted more after my first playthrough. But sadly, this demo only has 3 acts of content. I might find myself enjoying a future release more because you can just clear this game in 10 minutes. Sonic 1 Blastless. 10 out of 10 game. Out of all the Sonic 1 but X hacks I've played, and out of all the ones in this contest, this has got to be the most unique and impressive. It's got Game Boy mode. This is great. S3K Epilogue knows what you want. Lots of text. The bosses in this hack are well designed and their patterns are fun to memorize. Capping you with 10 rings definitely increases the intensity of the fights, and it has Thunder Force 4 music. Easy win right there. I'm definitely excited to see where this hack will go next. Sonic 2 Desynced and Sonic 2 Tailsplosion are more of Sonic 2 gimmick hacks that kind of have the same problem as SNOLF, although not as endearing, where after about 5 minutes of playtime you've practically experienced the entire hack. If the idea of having to constantly keep Tails on screen or having to run away from him the whole game seems interesting to you, then maybe try them out. Well, now that I've talked about all the SHC 2021 hacks a year late, I'm sure people will care why I talk about the 10 hacks for this year's contest in 2023.